think it's fair to say I won't be able to see Twitch chat, just a heads up.
Oh, that's fine. I'll tase people. I tased somebody yesterday. It was a good time. And welcome to Take a Breath, fam.
You're not long in. Okay, we got it. We're good. You're up.
No, don't stall on me.
Uh-oh. So,
We're
Yeah.
good. I'm good.
People can see us. We're good.
are we all good?
We're good.
We're good just to dive in and, be professional about this?
When are we ever professional about this?
Cool. So, welcome to Take a Breath, our weekly review of our Chronicles: The Last Breath. Today, I'm joined by all these beautiful people, except for the one that just went poof.
Well, she's still here. It's just,
Yes, Amelia's driving.
I'm here.
She's at one point in driving, and currently she's with her teacher right now. So, y'all want to introduce just yourselves?
I'm Junie.
Hi, I'm Nerdy. I play Amelia. I'm on lunch break.
Olivia.
We can't see you, Nerdy.
Yeah, your screen is gray. Just like your
Motherfucker.
soul. But,
No, my
okay.
soul is black. Get it right.
Black's just another shade of gray. So yeah, we has Junie Von Esch directly to my y'all's
Something.
left, my other storyteller
Large
extraordinaire.
Come on.
chocolate shake.
Too late. I've already ordered.
To the right of Junie Von Esch, we have Cymerk, aka Gabe, aka Dr. Sexy,
Kiss, kiss, hug, hug.
Yeah, all that jazz.
hugs and kisses. The
kisses
thorn
on
and
you.
the real thorn of this party irks the shit out of
William.
Everybody?
yeah. Directly below me, to y'all's bottom left of me, is Nerdy Encounters, aka Amelia, who's been on assignment from William the past week or so, and then directly to her left, that is Tanari, aka Olivia, and apparently an Elena. Who is this Elena thou speaketh?
Nix helps me fix my ID.
Ah, it's what your fake ID says. Gotcha. Today I learned that Roto only has two sides. What two sides? Left and right?
Yeah.
Well, lefties aren't quite right, so let's move on. Yesterday, quite a bit's happened. And how do we want to start this? Because there was a lot to unpack there. Gabe, did you want to open us up with the plans of Dark Gabriel, or Darth Gabriel? What his intent was yesterday?
He had no intent. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fine.
The
Based on what I
only...
saw in chat, I call bullshit.
Hey, that wasn't originally... Okay, originally Gabe's game plan was recon only.
Yeah, but fortunately Frank
Uh-huh,
is a little bit gung-ho about things and
Little?
fixing problems rather than hiding problems.
Yes.
So,
well,
yeah, we'll get to that, though. Let's just open up with this opening scene. We were at the warehouse. Frank and Gabe roused. We were all hungry, so we all mutually decided to grab food.
Fridge.
Yeah. Like, let's be fair. We all grabbed food.
You did.
Um,
And that's when we met. Boblin the Goblin.
Boblin the Goblin!
yeah, there was a little bit that
Why is
happened
there a
before
goblin
that.
now?
Yeah, that
So-
wasn't the first thing you did.
That was not the first thing we did. The first thing we did was wake up, check the alarms and security stuff, and then Gabe was just like, "Hey, Frank, you remember last week when we went to meet that Lysandra? Let's follow up on that shit."
Calls Olivia. Olivia's like, you better be bringing coffee.
And
I
then
did.
We stopped by the Scarlet Drop, where I heckled Junie into creating a new character called Boblin the Goblin, Malkavian Ghoul.
Malkavian. Okay, so she's a Malkavian girl. She is a really quick 21-year-old college student who has at least 4 dice bags tied to her backpack, and she has a mini dice bag tied to her hip, and those are all of her Click Click Shiny Math Rock children. And she is like beyond blinged on her hat and her apron of all D&D pins.
So take it if you went to Fridays and they were blinged, and then amplify that a little bit in a lot.
I can't even see Nerdy's face on this one. I'm probably
Her cam's off again.
Yeah, I think she's completely and utterly shocked and going, "Oh God, what the fuck did you
No, I
do
think that
now?"
she's just eating food and she doesn't want people to see her.
That's
Okay,
it.
but like in Junie's defense, it's like I always think about like, oh, here's important NPC here, and then random NPC Boblin the Goblin that players have chosen to focus on. Like, you were the one who pushed for more information.
You wanted backstory.
There's this thing called flavor text. I thrive on that ish.
I gave
Flavor text on a
explains
random
how-
NPC.
You know, sometimes you just need a random NPC to have
My
such a
God.
different backstory just to shake things up a little bit. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
I gave you flavor text like no
I
other.
took all of your spoons with that. You were done with us before we even got to Olivia's place.
You're not wrong.
Oh, God.
I was like, wait, I have to now describe this NPC. What the actual fuck? No problem.
But Fairy's right, though,
I'm
in
gonna have
chat.
to watch the vlog.
NPCs can make or break everything.
Oh!
So the fact that you gave such
Okay,
great detail to this broad
Yes,
was
certain
fun.
NPCs. This is like
Rando!
All right, I apologize.
not important NPCs.
It was for fun. I got a
Look.
chance to heckle Junie. That's what we're
Oh.
all actually here
Oh.
for. It's
Oh.
not to play vampire.
It's a
to heckle the
vampire
June bug.
game. She might be the difference between life or death in about 3 episodes.
You know,
Boss!
she could be.
Well,
she could just go over and dominate
fortunately
somebody,
for,
and that could
for
be
the
her
group,
shit.
Gabe was like hella nice. So
And
Yeah.
Bob the Goblin also makes sure that she has all of her D20s, so when she has to roll initiative, she can right then and there.
tell the best part. She does fan art.
She does fan
Oh
art.
yeah, she's shipping Gabe and William.
So,
Everyone's
so we-
shipping Gabe and William.
oh no!
I'm
no.
not.
No. We went extra on this.
Neither am I.
She went extra on this. Bob and the Goblin has now a chibi cartoon strip of the Wayward Baron and the Sexy Mage. And
Nice.
it's all done in chibi fan art.
Really
Yeah,
cool.
I agree. Player character food written. So henceforth, the Meals on Wheels. But so we stop by the Scarlet Drop. Gabe has a good time with Bobby Lynn, and ends up getting some drinks. We head over to Olivia's. We kick down her door. We don't blast, but we say, "Hey, nerd, get in the car." And,
Do we kick down her door and try to give her coffee like last session I was in?
She actually accepted the coffee this time. Am I right?
Yes.
She
Yeah, no, I
accepted the
asked
coffee
for it.
last
Gave her
time.
coffee.
I forgot what was in your coffee, because that was actually a point of discussion briefly.
Lots of espresso.
That's right. And then, so we all got in the car like the nerds that we are. And if I recall, Gay was driving. And we went to follow up on some information, some intel that a Lasombra had given Gabe while Frank was around last session. So we started off by going to...
It was a
Which
house
location was
near
it?
the lake in Waukegan. Is that it?
Sounds right.
Waukegan.
Waukegan. I don't know why.
Sidetracked first.
You forgot the Keegan in it. So
This is
we
fine.
stop by there. Olivia gets out of the car, and some jokes are made about all right, dog, start sniffing around, and she took that about as well as one could expect, with grace and poise that is befitting of a mob boss. And
Then I
So
got
she
away with
snapped
something I
Frank's
didn't like.
neck. Got it.
yeah, and fortunately Frank was on his A game and noticed, oh, her nails are coming out. I wonder what scared the puppy.
Yeah.
So we get out of the car and we're like, hey, are you okay, buddy? You want to talk about it? And
you are really lucky Olivia likes you, okay?
yeah, well, the first person to show you kindness was like the person that let you out of the fucking...
Exactly, yes.
And he didn't play around with you. He didn't, get your hopes up. He was like, you are vampire. Get over it. Like, this is the way it is now. My way or the highway. And the Baron's way whenever you meet him.
You started with, okay, I'm not letting you out of the box until.
Yeah.
It was very
Right.
upfront.
Yeah, Frank's a straight shooter, which is fortunate for you.
Sometimes he's a straight shooter.
He
Unless
was a straight
William's
puncher
involved.
this week.
Yeah, well, a lot of things happened there. So we get out of the car, we check on Pupper, and Pupper's is like, I ain't about this thug life. I caught it with my old man Keebler. So we start looking around a little bit. Gabe's rolled a 2, so, his head was in the sky, like, la-di-da-di-da.
He was actually driving, I'd like to point out, and being very, very good at driving.
Weren't we all out of the vehicle when we checked on Olivia? Because didn't I just grab
Well,
it?
yeah. Technically, we had gotten out of the vehicle, and I don't think it was. Yeah, maybe I was slightly distracted, but I had done the Dawn of Mask of Shadows for it, so we were like,
Yeah, that was shortly after the.
yeah.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
keep going because I caught. It wasn't just dead. I was sniffing.
You
It
smelled
was
something else in the air.
something beyond dead.
Yeah, a lot of death. 50 Shades
Yeah.
of Death.
It was all the death.
Frank did a couple rolls, figured out that, ghosts generally don't meet up in an area and stay in an area unless something's horribly awry. So,
Yeah, we found the house and it's covered in specters and.
yeah,
Not that you or I saw that.
yeah. Gabe had conveyed that, and, Frank has done a lot of knowledge into the occult. That's what he gets off to. That's his word porn. And, a couple different things happened at once. And, Junie, you could probably describe it as well as you did yesterday with the glass crackling and, all that jazz.
Oh, before the guy broke through the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
can
he-
re-describe the scene, right?
So, yeah, hold on. Let me go get myself sleep deprived again.
Let me check my notes.
What notes? No.
Well,
What had happened was that you guys were all looking around, and I believe it was Frank that got the crit.
Crit
And-
6.
Crit, and then what had happened was that he saw several eyes. Oh, we just lost Nerdy.
Hi, nerdy.
She went through a dead zone.
Yeah, probably. And what had happened is that he got the crit and noticed there were several eyes on him, especially a pair of red, beady eyes. And then all of a sudden he saw the window bow, and as it bowed back and forth, he started to see it crack. And as it started to crack,
He is not about that thug life.
Start to spider web down, and you all know what happens after that shit.
Fight or flight, Frank was just like, flight. Clotho's gift, got a lot hungrier, and grabbed Gabe and Olivia by under their arms and just noped out of there. Back to the card, and because it was a bestial crit, or a bestial success, rather.
There was no fighting back on our ends.
Yeah, and Frank kind of lost his mask that he was wearing. His clan bane, he had no personality for a while, so it was just a dry drive.
Yeah.
To which Gabe is like, oh, maybe I should drive. And he stepped on the gas.
And then we look back out the window, and I'm getting more sense. I can smell 2 people that I know are in there. A gangrel comes flying out that window and bolting at us. We just barely missed that one. And there's shadows coming out the window. And suddenly it's really clear to Olivia what's hunting who.
Not sure if the Lasombra are hunting the gangrel or the gangrel's hunting us, or both.
That would be there's an old one in there hunting me. That's what the smell, because that's very
Yeah.
similar to some of the other stuff we've run into.
The good old fight or flight. But so
We
we
could
got
have
in the
taken
car.
him.
I mean,
Sure.
Frank's not about that just yet. He needs to
With
get another...
Abel,
Right.
maybe.
If we had all of us, maybe.
I mean, I need 15 more experience so I can punch the old one in the face at warp 10.
I feel that. I feel that hardcore.
So yeah, after that, we sort of shagged ass down to the graveyard.
Yeah, so Gabe gets us there in one piece, and, Frank, meanwhile, is just Mr. This.
Yeah, he he was like done with emotion by that time.
Yeah. Fortunately, a new scene started. He rolled a 3 for personality. So, he kind of got it back a little bit. Olivia had engaged with a Nosferatu that
trying
was
to find what we were after, and yeah.
After we took a service road over at the graveyard that Frank was briefly has an idea of, but not a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened with your conversation with the Nos?
A lot of back and forth. I learned what a lifetime boon is, and that I had nowhere near enough knowledge of that to make or break it. So that didn't happen. But I asked her where these keys, which we completely forgot about when someone started punching holes in the floor, and the box is, and she can't tell us specifically, but she was willing to trade the information of a general direction for 2 Nos being allowed into my home, which, with Elizabeth all over the place around my house right now, didn't seem like a problem. To Olivia. That might bite me in the ass later.
To which, if I recall, Frank and Gabe both said, "Oh, so you got a lot of nothing for people trouncing around in your domain."
Well, it sure seemed like nothing when we found the other Watcher.
I was pure angel.
Yeah, well, when you're just standing there, just, that. Yeah, exactly. Just like, how y'all doing? I
Try
can't go
telling
that high.
Mrs. Sparkles you were being an angel later.
Total angel.
So old gal Artemis there was just hanging around on top of a headstone, just watching us, because I guess she happens to enjoy this graveyard at this time of night. Or maybe she was looking for something herself. We didn't really ask. But a couple of different things happened. We figured out that we could just press on the door, and after a little bit of corrosive vitae, open it up, courtesy of good old Gabe, and a little bit of Frank muscle.
It is important to note that prior to this, Gabe had done a premonition, which would later affect some decisions that he made.
Yeah, speaking of which, let's dive into that, because that's an important little detail.
Oh, very important.
Go ahead, Judy.
Go ahead, Gabe. Fine,
No,
I'll
go
dive
ahead,
in.
Judy.
So Gabe flitters out of existence.
That's right. Someone tell me what the fuck is going on.
His mind, a ghost on the wind, and he's taken to a scene of, could be the past, could be the future, could be the second future. No one really knows, but we'll find out. Artemis was there,
Dude.
being thrown into a nearby, what was it, crypt? Not a crypt. Mausoleum, cracking the stone behind her as, she impacts into it. The scene briefly cuts over to a certain dual-wielding vampire of sorts, with what I'm assuming is both of his long slides, shooting at a winged fellow that is causing discord. And the scene kind of fades, and there was a moment where it was almost like that person looked at Gabe. And if I recall, something was said, was it not?
They pretty much directly said, "Are you going to stop this, or am I going to have to fix it later?"
Are you gonna fix it, or do I have to fix this for you? Yeah, the adult version.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need me to adult for you, or do I need to adult for you?
Pretty
And
much.
then Gabe just starts talking creepy around us, and we're like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, because Gabe was like, "What is Artemis doing here? What's going on?"
This isn't logical. None of this makes sense.
No.
Tremere brain.
The whole what the Gamora thing happened very soon after that.
Yeah.
Well, we kicked down the door with some courtesy blood given by Gabe to open the nog a little bit, and Artemis showed us the way to the old meeting place that was used back about 111 years prior by the previous prince prior to the Anarchs taking control of this area. And then subsequently, after the Anarchs came into power, I imagine that was when it moved to the Loop. Is that correct? So we go down the stairwell, we lose phone reception, all that jazz, because it's deep under, and I guess it works. And we're brought to... Now, forgive my memory if I'm misremembering this, but it was kind of like an opera house-esque room.
It was pretty much done as the Roman amphitheater back in the day. It
So
was
there's the
easier-
columns and
Right, and it was easier to actually do the seats, molding them out of dirt, and then putting over like the earliest forms of cement that people knew about, and trying to grout over all of that, and then it was down and put into a pit where the center was, and that's where you had the stone lectern where people.
so the
would
actual
go.
mason work.
Correct.
And upon getting down the stairwell and being able to visually see this, there's boxes and crates of different materials, different items, relics of the past, memories, some things better preserved than others that, I mean, everybody but Frank started diving into. And Artemis is like, oh, this one has me in it. And, pulls out a picture of her and a bunch of other people from like the 1920s.
It was the late Victorian period as they were starting to actually take pictures, and there was a whole group of people in front of the Malkavian Mausoleum, and there's Artemis.
That leads to the question, because I'm curious, were there any just suits standing, but their photos didn't get taken?
No, because the only
Not that
clan,
big.
the only clan that cannot take pictures is the Sombra.
The Sombra,
They
yeah.
cannot use phones. They cannot use computers. They can't use technology. Period.
Yeah.
But they also cannot be photographed.
Gotcha. I just wanted to verify, because that's something I meant to ask yesterday, but it kind of slipped my mind. So no La Bambas in the background.
Correct. That was only because it was in front of the Malkavian crypt.
Yeah, it was.
It was all Malkavians.
Oh, do we ever come up with a backstory for the ghoul that died upstairs from the inside?
No, we did not yet.
Okay, well,
You
it
did
doesn't
dive
matter.
into that one. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
My
fine.
best guess would be the vampire that told him to stay got staked.
And he stayed.
Or somebody was dominated to say, stay here until somebody decides to disrupt this. Then you act and they just.
They died.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
So,
Okay, I love-
as
My signal keeps trying to kick me every 5 or 10 seconds.
okay,
I'm probably gonna have to drop.
Okay.
drive safe.
On
So,
your faces.
Love you,
love
Isabel.
you too. So, what had happened next was Frank, while everyone else was distracted looking in one direction, decides to look in others, like in areas that he would use if he were trying to hide something from, that period of time. And he comes across a little hole that catches his attention with a little red shiny in it. And his beast kind of takes over, and it just starts beating into the little hole, making it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until Junie.
He starts punching it to the point where it's like, ooh, look it, I can do this. Slams it, breaks open what the rock had and held, allowing the button to push, and then showing this deep-setted hidden panel where there happened to be a bit of a box that we all remember from a couple of episodes ago.
Frank sees the shadows, eking out of it, and fortunately, through a willpower roll, regains his senses and is able to put it into a stasis of sorts because of Gift of the Norns. So it's kept sealed shut and prevents further spread. And then there was the nice little discussion that took about an hour out of game and in game to figure out what the proverbial fuck we were doing with the box. Frank wanted to be a martyr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Olivia's just like, well, no. Like, let's call Morgan.
And then the best part is that what were we going to do with Artemis?
Oh, yeah. So Gabe pulls Frank aside and is just like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. To which Frank's just like, great, I'm about to get staked again. Fucking every time.
I have never staked you.
First time for everything.
Never. Not once.
We have supported staking him a couple times, though.
This is true.
I digress. So we go up the stairs, and Gabe makes a comment of, we should get Artemis out of here. And Frank's just like, oh, why? And what was your response to that?
So I told you basically what I'd seen in the premonition.
Yeah, you shared
And you
that
were
with
like,
me.
and I was kind of like, Artemis's actions tonight could potentially directly affect what happens here in the future.
To which
so-
Frank says something that you knew all along, but you didn't want to admit. Well, maybe you should call somebody. Yeah, she might listen to him.
Which kind of worked. So Gabe went back upstairs, called William, and was basically like, "Hey, I need you to take your sister off my hands for a while."
And he was just like, well, I do have tea from the old days that she might enjoy. A new blend, reminiscent of those times. To which, he was sincerely expecting Gabe to get Artemis to come swing by and hang out and enjoy a cup of Scarlet Drop tea. That never
and so
happened.
Artemis was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it because William doesn't love me." Basically,
He
even
even
though
showed the phone call.
so I had also wound up showing her the premonition because Gabe was like, "All right, treating her like she's stupid isn't gonna work. Let's just level with her," and showed her the premonition. Was like, "That's why I don't want you here."
And she was finally sort of receptive to that and gave her phone number to Frank because he was just like, well, let's get your digits anyways because clearly you want to hang out.
Why not? Who doesn't want Artemis around?
Which paid off later on.
Yes, it did.
Well, we'll dive into that. So a conversation's had about how we handle the box. Olivia's pro, reaching out to Morgan. Frank's pro, well, we can't use fire, but everything should burn, so let's use thermite. And, he comes up with a brief shopping list. And Gabe is kind of, if I recall, like, in between. Like, you're like, well, I don't want to call Morgan because Morgan already has the other box and they shouldn't be in the same place. But I kind of want to burn it, and it's okay because, Amelia's not here to really fuck it up.
Gabe's concern with this plan was the same with Gabe's concern with Amelia trying to burn the first box, was that if your minds had been touched by the shadow, that it could possibly work some hoodoo bitch magic on you.
Which, is reasonable.
So that was Gabe's hesitation on it.
Yeah, and you didn't want to leave Frank behind because, to your knowledge, Frank had made a deal with the bitch.
Olivia was just like, nobody should actually be left alone with this stupid thing.
So the way we worked it out was Gabe and Frank stayed with the box.
I don't think we worked it out. I think Artemis made the choice for us, and was
Yes.
like, Olivia,
Yes, she
let's go
did.
shopping.
Yeah.
And we text a list of we need what was it, jeweler's dust or jeweler's powder, iron oxide, and a couple other things. So we send that list, and they do some B&Es, and they get us what we need. Well, did you guys do B&Es, or did she just compel her way into everything?
I don't know. I was trying to console the poor cat.
Oh yeah, Miss Sparkles went with you. She just jumped out the window and just held on to the back of the motorcycle.
I stuffed her in my purse, but that does not help. It's a cat.
I'm sure Artemis has ways to get what she needs. If
I'm
she doesn't
sure.
already have those items.
Yeah. So
She kind of seems like the type who'd have random shit.
yeah, so does Frank though. If you look in his and behind the ramen, you're gonna
true.
find SARS. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, we know.
there's a cure for everything that ails you.
Except SARS.
And then some.
First world problems.
Not wrong.
So,
It's just
so
a-
what happened is they get back with the iron oxide and the other things that Frank needs to craft some thermite. Some thermite is made. He does some timey-wimey bullshit to keep it from burning the paper until it's large enough that it could actually inflame the box below. And it ate the shadows alive. The shadows tried to break through, but they were just being melted alive as if lava was just falling upon them. And little sparks of, like, little fireworks-esque nests kind of cast themselves from the shadows as they burned alive. Or unalive.
or something alive.
Yeah.
Screaming. They burned screaming.
Yeah. Frank's huddled in the corner the entire time, just holding his head for dear life because he can hear the screams. And that's probably going to have some effect on his psyche. And what happened was everyone went up and out because, mission accomplished. We burned a box. And we jumped in the car and started heading towards, if I recall, Olivia's to drop her off.
Oh,
No, Olivia was
Artemis
already
dropped me off.
with Artemis.
Oh, that's right.
was
So it was
you
just me and me. Yeah. So you got voicemails, if I recall.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
because somebody was unhappy that his sister never showed up, despite my insistence. He'd called, left 3 voicemails, each increasingly more pissed off. 4 voicemails.
The final one saying, "I'll take it out of your ass."
So Gamer's
And
like, I
chat
guess I'll
ran
call
with
him
that.
back.
Yeah, he was pretty hungry by the night was done. He had to do some rouses to pass some rolls. So
That's fair.
yeah. So you reach out and you get in contact with a new person, a new ghoul of sorts that's working under him by the name of Juliet Thompson. Airhead that picks up the phone like, "Hello, Tony's Pizza. How can I help you?"
Like, what do you want? I know that you're calling for a reason. Maybe you should tell me now.
Did you want to talk to William? Oh, who's William? One sec, just kidding. Haha. And walks the phone up there and knocks and like, boss, I got like a call for you. So picks up the phone. This is William, and went into a thing that ended with William being hung up on after the core of the conversation's discussed. William has his sister's phone number, and motherfucker, did you just hang up on me?
Yep.
And that's where the night just, kind of puttered out, and the daylight took over.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because you guys were cutting it close burning that box last night.
Yeah.
Well, mission accomplished. We did good. Worst case, we could have slept in the mausoleum for the evening.
That's true.
I mean, it's deep underground anyways, so...
There's
Who's gonna
things
come down
that
there?
I prefer to avoid giving the storyteller to work with. Don't you dare look at the camera like that. You know better.
Don't look like you're a cat that just got kicked. Like, break out the claws and fight back, Junie.
Oh,
There you go,
no,
yeah.
no. I'm completely innocent in all of this.
Oh,
I
Uh-huh.
am saintly.
shit. I think you just failed your persuasion roll.
Wait, hold on. Where's my... Give me a second. Fuck you.
Doesn't work that way, Junie. You already failed.
Fuck you. Hold on.
I digress. So that's more or less what happened last session.
Sorry,
So
wrong
let's-
mute.
No, you're good. You're good. You all right? Everything good?
You're breathing! Please tell me you're breathing. You haven't died. We cannot do CPR through the internet. However, we can yell at your
I'm
husband.
fine. I'm
If
fine.
you make somebody laugh hard enough, that is kind of like CPR because it makes them
If-
hyperventilate.
If
I got
you
it,
need to,
I got a
If you need what?
19 on my persuasion check, and I got a 4 modifier, so suck at your back, it's like, what, 22?
Do you hear that? That's the sound of somebody rolling with disadvantage.
That's my disadvantage right there.
Oh, yeah, that's like a negative 19.
but see, would it really be a
Oh.
persuasion check or a deception check?
I don't know. I got a 15.
It would be a deception check.
I got a 15 plus a modifier of 4, so it's a 19. We're good.
Well, you assume.
I'll pull up my D&D character sheet.
I was gonna say,
That's
what?
fine.
But
That
if
is the
DC
wrong game!
If the DC is higher than 19.
So let's put that behind us. We're getting kind of off. So that's what happened last sesh, more or less. Junie, are there any NPCs that I didn't touch on, that we didn't touch on through this review? Anybody in play that we should be aware of, or that might poke their heads out next sesh?
Well, if I tell you who's going to pwn out next session, then that would give away the plot.
Okay, right.
However, Boblin the Goblin will show up again.
Oh yeah, the
I'm,
scrap drop is a staple of our
I
diet.
am actually looking for a green apron right now and fabric paint so I can make a logo for Scarlet Drop.
Yay!
L is for love.
No, L is for love. C is for crying. You're just crying.
They go hand in hand.
No, L.
They go hand in hand.
Oh, you
All
need
right.
to do this.
No.
That's double
no.
crying.
All right, walk it off.
I'm not a professional.
So All right, let's dive into goals then for what each of us have planned for the upcoming week. Then,
Writing
Yeah.
do we have anything? Do we want anything?
I got a pretty major one.
Oh yeah, you're spending a lot of time at the Chantry learning, dark magics.
Well, that's a newer one. Probably a more important one would be spending time at the Chantry, trying to convince Morgan if we can burn that box too.
Ooh.
Don't forget, you still have a warehouse full of curses to deal with her.
Yeah, I know, but I want to take care of the
The
disease.
things you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
And be
I
like,
wanna
yeah,
take
we
care
had
of that,
success.
yeah.
We had great success using thermite on the other one. Morgan will be like, the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
You are completely and utterly not wrong in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I figure Gabe's gonna have to sort of tell Morgan everything that happens.
Daddy's getting in trouble
Convincing
again.
her, hey, first off, not in trouble
Sure.
yet, and
Yet.
second off, I think it's gonna have a harder time convincing Morgan to go along with this plan than
Because she likes having things in her box. For
I
knowledge.
know.
So, what
know.
you need to do is you need to have a certain Malkavian of the highest persuasion come along that happens to also have a Tremere
Like-
side to him.
Are you sure I wouldn't just call, I don't know, Artemis?
Is she Tremere?
No. But she's Artemis.
Does she know any blood sources?
You want me to call William?
Hey, if you're gonna get a favor, you're gonna get it from the right person because you know that fucking Jean Claude.
So
is-
what you're saying is
What I'm
I'm
saying
going to
is that-
grab the Baron
And the Baron that it
From-
happens to have a
from
Tremere
Joliet,
personality.
drag him to Chicago.
You claim that he likes you. I'm just saying.
No. This isn't about him not liking me. This is about I ain't dragging his ass there. I ain't gonna get in trouble if he gets killed. Fuck.
Oh, I mean,
That
that's
ain't
where
gonna be on
like,
me.
that's where he brings the 2-6 Mafia with him, and all the cats as his little guardian angel.
We haven't talked yet.
I know that's sarcasm.
I
It's
think
sarcasm.
that Gabe would have better luck pulling the minds of the Camarilla people that he is on a friendlier
Friendly
basis with.
Yeah. Rather than the Baron of Joliet just kicking down the door and be like, "Hello, my name is Jean Claude. I'm Tremere. I know how to zap zap."
Yeah,
Little
he's
bit.
not wrong. He does know how to zap zap. He does have.
He does know how to put people to
It's
fuck to sleep
so
too.
that is an option. That is an option. However,
But you as the PC don't know that.
exactly,
or for
I'd
no-
have to go with Gabe's knowledge.
Yeah, you have to go with Gabe's knowledge. But if you asked Amelia if she knew any Tremere other than you, the only person she might say is William or maybe 2 other people.
If she,
That's what I'm saying.
goes
That
that route.
you'd have to use her as a resource.
Yeah.
But
So,
I don't
but that's
see him doing that.
that's kind of what's majorly up Gabe's role for this week. It's going to be
Okay.
mostly that, and probably a little bit more. I don't know. I think the other thing he was going to do was talk to Artemis anyway.
Yeah, we all have a phone number for her, so
Yeah.
now we can invite her to the Scarlet Drop for a cup.
Actually, what I will talk to Nerdy after this, probably when she gets home, is asking her to help me design the logo for Scarlet Drop because I now have a hat, an apron, and fabric paint coming towards me to actually create the
A Scarlet
cosplay
Drop.
for Boblin the Goblin.
Oh God. Why don't we just make a fan art of her? Fuck it.
I mean, this is your fault, and
Yeah.
that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Let me make a note.
Hey, that awkward moment when the DM has notes.
What, you think I don't?
It's awkward.
Yeah, it's sarcasm.
Oh,
I even used italics to, emphasize my points.
So-
I didn't. I can't see those in your
Oh.
face. Sorry.
I mean, my head's tilted slightly to the side, like.
That always says the same thing to me. It could be anything.
Yeah, it
So
could
am
be
I
a
actually
tumor.
going to be able to research the old one, Junie?
Ooh.
That is an excellent question. And I believe with the help of Amelia, because of somebody has a 3-point occult library. Hold on for a minute.
Because I'm assuming we'd be... Go ahead.
No. I had to mute a little bit because somebody decided to bring his motorcycle back and try and roll in quietly, as opposed to how loudly he rolled out earlier. So, hi, how are you guys all doing? So wait, I'm going to be making Boblin the Goblin. I have to do a sheet for her now, and what else am I doing with her before we move on to the next point?
I mean, you're making her cool that it is, able to
Costume.
upsell the hell out of coffee.
Okay, so, like, a lot of points in persuasion got you.
Yeah, like, she didn't get by, she's not the smartest, kook, but she's definitely the wordiest.
I will make sure that not only is she very prolific in her wording, but she can actually throw dice.
Like selling ice to an Eskimo levels of persuasion
Oh,
for a
of
human.
course, absolutely. And then
For a human ghoul.
knowing how to throw dice, as well as knowing how to throw a full-ass dice bag and just lobbing to somebody, yes. That will be
Yeah.
She's probably got a fairly decent relationship with Tony going by now, too.
Yeah, no, because Tony's at the pizza joint, not the,
They still
Yes,
have to talk
but-
to each other.
Yeah, the delivering Gabe's special every day.
oh god, yeah. Oh god.
We can make
I
them
swear,
a couple.
if they get married, oh god. I just threw up a little.
I'm sorry. Does Dr. Sexy look like the marrying type?
No,
wrong
Tony.
round. Wrong.
No, if Tony
not William.
Tony and Boblin the Goblin.
Oh, I was.
If William gets
confused.
married, we might all be puking.
Blech.
Yeah, there's only one person he might get hitched to, and they're dead.
Is it John Claude?
No. That would require some next level. Oh shit! Which clan was it that brings people back from the dead? Ravnos? No.
Or some impressive narcissism, but
Harbingers of
Yeah,
Harbingers,
those.
Harbingers of Skulls.
Yeah, those.
But they bring back zombies. They don't really bring back dead.
Okay, so they bring back a zombie of the person. He pays off a life mage to fix the problem. He's
Yeah,
thought
you're
this
right, Chris.
through.
No, because life mage can bring life back to a body, but then you need spirit for soul. On top of that, you would need matter to undeadify them. And
Okay. And 1,000 souls for one person is a good deal if it makes William happy.
yeah, but you're forgetting one simple thing. Traditional nations do not do that.
Oh, so you need to find somebody that's been cast out. That's the next project. You figure if he can find a Romani gypsy that has maged lines, he could probably find people that have been cast out of their various.
So wait a minute, you're wanting to marry William off to somebody who's dead.
You know, there are worse things to do with his own life.
It's true.
there are probably worse things he's already done with his own life. He's a really old vampire.
I'm just so confused and worried and scared.
Junie,
and I
you don't have to
crawl
understand
underneath
where his persona comes from. You just need to understand that it exists. Anyways, we're getting too weird with it. So, anyways, let's dive into. Let's see. Olivia's researching old ones. For Frank, he would probably. I mean,
I actually
his
sent
sire's-
her all my goals this week.
His sire's murdered, so that arc's taken care of.
Yeah, that's weird how quickly that happened.
Well, and just goes to show that time flies when you're having fun.
You're not wrong.
In the true Bruja.
We think Bob and the Goblin's blonde or brunette? Or redhead?
I imagine that she probably has a what's that thing called, a tiesto, where it's like one color fades into another.
Oh, you mean an
Fiesta.
ombre?
Yeah, ombre. Thank you, ombre. Yeah, like I imagine it would probably be one of those into like some spunky color, not like spunk, like spunk, but like, you know what I mean? Something punky.
I may or may not be on Art Breeder right now.
Oh God.
So I'm asking.
Yeah, I guess Frank would be looking into things either for William, trying to scrounge up some work, or assisting Gabe with whatever projects. He might be trying to, something he would undertake as a solo project is he would go back to that home where they were narrowly murked and investigate further.
By yourself?
Yeah, by myself, because I can get out of there faster than dragging you two by your belts.
Okay.
That would
Livy
probably
is
be
also-
something he would do.
That would be something he would do.
Because, lone wolf. Not a smart lone wolf, but a lone wolf.
Olivia is also looking at has left a message with Tony this week,
Ooh.
telling William that she needs a meeting at his convenience.
Oh, at his convenience. It'll be a moment. And the moment's
That's
gone.
fine.
Come on in. No, that's exactly what he would say. It'd be like, oh, how nice of you to reach out finally. I do have use for you. Get your bony ass in here. Come on. Come on now.
Yeah,
Right
there you
now.
go.
Getting a little bit more brash with his vernacular as time goes on from working at the top of this little anarch food chain.
No, I find this interesting and entertaining to see how he's developing with
Yeah.
all the other characters.
Yeah. I figure he has to be a little bit more brash with people because he's in charge now. Like, forget being so formal. But yeah, that'd be a project he would follow up on. Is he'd still be working on his various councils and ensuring that protections are in place for the kindred that were able to be censused, and starting to scratch at the numbers of, how many Malks are in the area currently, how many are this, how many of that, and getting the hunting ground situation managed. So he has excess hunting grounds and people assigned to areas that are the most benefit based on region, if that makes sense. Like if there are more Malks in a certain area, that has the Malk hunting grounds, and then the Tremere, if they have an area where most of them are, then so on and so forth.
Right.
And just pitching it to the various old leaders of each branch and being like, I noticed that this is the situation here. I find it would be most convenient for your crew here. Can you help me make it happen as a benefit to you? And just going about that and trying to shave off a little bit, if you know what I mean. Like not a lot, but just enough that he has his own private hunting ground area that he can then leverage in future trades with people.
Right. And I think that would actually be pretty cool to handle and see how that works.
Yeah, I mean, it's all based on whatever information Amelia's gleaned from censusing and enforcing.
No, I think that would actually be pretty cool too. And see how that kind of handles out and balances. Because knowing with her library and what the knowledge she has from it, I think it'll be a nice blend. But that will actually tie into Olivia's research to try and find out a bit more as well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever she's working on is her problem, but William's just worried about running a barony now.
Yeah.
This
and
is true.
maintaining it so that there's something that his sisters can fall back on, at least for the time being.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it'll be interesting to see how he balances that out with the two sisters, knowing that one is completely Anarch and one is completely Camarilla.
Oh, he's going to keep carrot on a stick in Artemis now that he has her phone number. He'll be inviting her over to tea weekly.
Oh my god, seriously.
Yes, seriously.
So here is a rough and really quick slapdash, and this is in Take a Breath, of Boblin the Goblin.
Last breath.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's fine.
And for everyone in chat, that's how quickly I could do something in Hype Reader. That's 4 different looks. one
Yeah, that's
person.
accurate.
Of course, he's smiling, ever so happy to take your order.
What we don't know is that she has a 2 in Dominate.
You're not wrong, so she might mesmerize or slightly compel somebody. Or maybe make them forget. She doesn't
Or
know
don't
yet.
get caught.
This is true.
That is, first and foremost, what William has told her is don't get caught.
So she's kind of got this funky ass hair going on. She's got her midi dice bag on her hip. She's got everything else. Yes.
And then I feel like there's something I'm forgetting here. So that's William and that's Frank. Do we have any, I guess, last thoughts or anything character-wise that anybody wants to share that's pertinent that we don't know about or that we should know about?
Just drama with my lieutenants at this point.
Ooh.
Turns out they're older than I am. Like, a lot.
Ooh. So the kind of older that you reach out to your buddy Tremere and like, hey, you want to eat somebody for me?
The kind of... They're ghouls.
Oh, never mind. Poverty
they're-
blood.
They're ghouls, and they've been around for a very long time, and I'm just like, it's time for a bit of an interview.
I would like to actually gently point out that we did gently slightly gloss over the fact that we do have a Disney princess now, and that is Princess Olivia, being that she has now the bird houses and such around her desk, and birds can go in and out of her house as she deems, as well as cats, and there might be a couple of doges or two. So literally, it's kind of like walking into a Gangrel Disney princess thing now.
It's like Dr. Doolittle if Dr. Doolittle was a female.
No, this is totally Disney princess.
Something
Dr.
like
Doolittle
that.
has nothing to do with it. She's not a doctor.
I don't foresee it being Disney because Disney is upbeat, and this is the world of darkness where bad things happen to mediocre people.
True. However,
So Dr. Doolittle.
however, dark things happen in Disney, just they try and make it all better. And being that, Olivia's this brand new shiny puppy, talking to all of her fairy magical creature things, yeah.
That's fair.
I may or may
I'm
not
just
try.
saying, if Disney princesses ever went into selling information, they wouldn't have had anywhere near these many problems.
Well, if Disney princesses also
We don't
did
need to
fall
get
in love
hitched.
and try
We just
and
need
marry
Silly
the
and
person
Tail.
that you met, yeah.
Tale as old as time.
Blackmail.
Yep.
Yep. 100%.
All right. Well, aside from the Disney Princess comments, let's go ahead and just dive into next sesh. Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same bat channel, all that jazz. In chat, can one of you post the social medias? You can catch us on social media via YouTube. Our different chronicles will be posted there. Visit Nerdy Encounters TikTok. She does die casting of V5 die and other projects of varying success and resin use, as well as 3D printing. You can catch friends and family over at World Darkness, McStatter Studios, Gehenna Gaming, Near Dark Studios, Faith Began, Q Times, as well as hang out at Penny Arcade or Roll For It. And I think that covers all the major... Oh, check out our Instagram, Twitter, and we don't have a Facebook, but I mean, I can put my face in a book for you. That'll be about where we're going to go with that.
Works for me.
Sorry, dad jokes. I'm going to shut up in color now. And
I
on
think
that note,
Amelia can put the face in the book.
Facebook!
for you.
I mean, my vampire books are all the way over there.
Mind you, this is what? War of the Ages is the composed book of the Anarch's Cookbook and Elysium all in one. I do have the old book still, so...
Aww.
This was done in 1998. It's as old as my daughter.
Aw. So that was a birth gift.
Maybe.
Cool. And on that note, is there anything else that we want to share? Are we good? Well, thank you all for joining us, and we hope to see you next Saturday then. Love your faces.